Education is becoming more robotic. School is more about sitting in a classroom, writing down definition, and memorizing facts for a test that you're going to have to take later on in the year. It's no longer discussion based and interesting, and students no longer learn and internalize the information, they're just simply memorizing it. This is because of a lot of new policies the government has installed that have increased the importance of standardized tests. Each student is forced to take a test and has to pass it in order to meet the standard. And it's also put a lot more pressure on teachers because they know their students have to pass these tests in order to meet standards, and oftentimes teachers are paid based off of how well their students are doing on these tests, so they feel they put greater emphasis on the test and force students to do well on the test. So they become more about teaching just for the test rather than teaching information the students want to know. Another reason that education has become more robotic is because the government, either a federal or state government, decides the curriculum that teachers can teach and the books that they can teach out of. So teachers are limited to what they can teach, and they don't really have as wide of a range to educate their students as they would like. I think this has caused teachers to see their students more as a grade than as an actual student and a person. I think a good example of this is more and more kids are being diagnosed with ADHD, but it often takes the doctor or their parent realizing this, not the teacher. I think this is an issue because teachers are with students like 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, and they're oftentimes not realizing problems that should be evident to them. A lot of the times they're thinking, oh, the student's just out of control, or he doesn't care, he doesn't put enough effort in, so he's getting bad grades, when it can be something such as ADHD that is not allowing them to get the grades even though they're putting in the effort. And with this attitude that teachers are now developing, it can often make students feel stupid because they just start to believe their teacher, oh yeah, I'm just not making the good grades because I'm not trying hard enough, or because I'm stupid, I don't have the ability to make good grades, rather than realizing that is simply a medical issue that they can get fixed, and it's not because they're stupid. I also think there's a lack of passion in schools. Since kids are just learning for the test, they're not realizing what they're passionate about or what they're truly good at and developing those skills. The classes offered are mainly classes that colleges look for. Students are only worried about taking classes that will get them into the right college, because right now education is seen as, I need to graduate high school, I need to get into college, and then after that I'll figure out what I want to do and I'll find a job. Younger education, earlier education is when students are supposed to look into themselves and find what they're passionate about and what they want to do later in life. It's their time for them to make mistakes in order to learn what they're good at and what they want to do later on, rather than waiting until they're older to make those mistakes when it's too late to fix them. But students are too focused on just getting straight A's, getting community service, and doing extracurricular activities so they can get into college. Students are scared to take courses that they might not be good at, even though they might enjoy them, just because if they don't get that A, then they potentially may not get into college, and it was a waste of their high school, because high school is seen as just a gateway to college, not as a time to learn about yourselves and develop your education and your passion. Electives are no longer taught in schools like they used to. Students don't have the option to take computer science classes, different languages, where these are areas in society where people can get jobs and be passionate and make a difference, but it's no longer being offered in school because we're just worried about testing for math and reading skills and just the straightforward standardized tests, where students aren't able to explore their creativity and develop their individuality and realize that they can make a difference in this world because they're really good at this one subject, where they feel if they're bad at these core classes such as math and reading, that they oftentimes they give up because they're like, okay, I'm not good at that, so I don't know what I'm going to do later on in life, so they no longer put an effort in school. Where I think if we gave students more options to develop in subjects that they're passionate about, then we'll have a greater outcome later on in life because students have learned something that is useful to them.